The oldest voices we can still hear. 1. Edward Leon Scott de Martinville, April 9, 1860. This is the oldest known recording of a human voice. Scott was a manuscript editor in Paris. One day, he saw an illustration of a human ear. Scott had the imprudent idea of photographing the word. In 1857, he patented the phonautograph. This recording has him singing the French folk song, Au clair de la lune. 2. British Library tinfoil recording, 1877. This is the oldest known recording of a female voice. She is quoting Harriet Martineau. Martineau was a prominent English sociologist. However, she died in 1876, before Edison invented the phonograph. The unidentified woman is likely reading from Martineau's books. This tinfoil recording is too garbled to be decipherable. 3. Thomas Mason, June 22, 1878. Mason was a St. Louis newspaper columnist. He went by the pen name I.X. Beck. In April 1878, he bought one of the first phonographs. Mason paid $95.50 for Edison's newfangled invention. In June, he made this recording on tinfoil. It features a cornet solo and some singing. 3 weeks after making the recording, Mason died of sunstroke. 4. Alexander Graham Bell, April 15, 1885. 100,000, Bell's voice was recorded on a wax disc. He used the graphophone, an improved version of the phonograph. Bell patented the graphophone in 1885. The machine used a cutting stylus, moving in a zigzag pattern. This would become the standard way of phonograph disc recording. 5. Arthur Sullivan, October 5, 1888.
Little Menlo, October 5, 1888. From Goulot to Edison. Continuation.
That day, Sir Arthur Sullivan was present at a phonograph party. He made a recording of his own voice. Sullivan's recording was a message to Edison. He speaks of being astonished at the new technology, but he was also terrified at the thought that so much hideous and bad music may be put on record forever. 6. Helmut von Moltke, 1889. Moltke was a Prussian field marshal. He was born in 1800, the last year of the 18th century. This makes his the earliest born recorded voice in audio history. The 90-year-old recites from Hamlet and Faust. He also congratulates Edison on his astonishing invention.
This phonograph makes it possible for a man who has already long rested in the grave once again to raise his voice and greet the present.
7. Johannes Brahms, December 2, 1889. That day, Brahms recorded 2 pieces on an Edison cylinder. One was a short version of his Hungarian Dance No. 1. The other was an extract from Joseph Strauss's Diele. 2 voices can be heard at the beginning of these recordings. One belongs to Brahms himself. The other belongs to the recording engineer, Theo Wangman. 8. Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, January 1890. In 1890, a group of musicians gathered at an event in Russia. They were invited to see an astonishing invention, the Edison phonograph cylinder. Among them was the famous composer, Pyotr Tchaikovsky. He did what any person would, talked gibberish and made silly noises. Other voices belonged to Anton Rubinstein and Vasily Safonov. Their hijinks were recorded for posterity.